Hey guys, if you've tuned in for my final episode of Star Wars Month, then you know that my box was stolen a couple of weeks ago to be used as a weapon to take over the world. You all had your own theories about what might have happened to the box, and now that the box is where it should be, and I'm back to reviewing, I think it's time to read some of those theories. Here's what the Stupid Moose had to say.
Dear Bobsheauxrts, Bobsheaux, Bob Xeon, I'm trying, dang it, okay? This is Stupid Moose. I've seen your box, but that depends on which box. I've got a shoe box, a big cardboard box, Shiro's box. Why is there an awkward silence? But I can't seem to find the box you were looking for. There's this creepy skull box I found, but it just doesn't clash your neat red jacket, so I threw it into the portal of the review machine. It could be anywheres, whatever the last movie DVD I left it in. Oh yeah, Meet the Feebles. Aha, good times. Good. Oh God, I remember everything. Yow! Love, mister. Who am I?
Well, thanks for throwing my box to the four winds, Mr. Stupid Moose. And now that I'm done reading this email, I should probably take this 50-pound weight off of my nuts. Raven Fox writes,
At 2 a.m., Saturday, March 7th, the box was sighted in New Orleans, Louisiana. Eyewitness accounts indicate that the box was roaming the filming location for Cat People, a 1982 film. Others saw the box stalking an abandoned Blockbuster video, Growling. My theory is that the box is stalking the worst movie ever filmed in the Crescent City, Dylan Dog, Dead of Night. The box will not be able to resist the scent of a movie with an 8% Rotten Tomatoes rating, a movie panned as uninspired and feebly acted. So, laissez-vous bon temps rouler sur les bas à la Nouvelle-Orléans, and catch the box before it eats someone's student film or something. Good luck.
Box, if you wanted to go to New Orleans, why didn't you just come to me? I could have taken you to the one in Anaheim. I am gonna get so much crap from my girlfriend. Hey Bob, me and a couple of friends have found a black box with a skull in the front in the middle of Pullen Park and Raleigh, North Carolina. We tried to pick up the box, but when we approached it, the box made a loud growling noise. As it reached for my camera to snap a photo, the box suddenly vanished. Me and my friends were startled by what we had just witnessed, and we all ran for it. That's all I really have for you. I will keep my eyes open for that box. Sincerely, Kristen Wolf. Hey, don't worry about it. If you couldn't get a picture of it, I'm sure the TMZ will. Well, not sure if this was it. There were rumors that the director of the Hungarian mockbuster, called Kisvuk, its apparent English name being A Fox's Tale, but that was cancelled probably, Gat Georgi Gad if you want me to spell it in English, apparently encountered something which had a skull on its front and was made out of some black material. He said it wanted to destroy his baby, the movie atrocity I mentioned earlier, which apparently means it was hungry for bad movies again. Of course, this could be that Mr. Gat stole the thing to make it look bad, in another desperate attempt to force the movie down the world's throat, forcing the "it's a good movie" opinion, which is just wrong. I guess that's Budapest, of course, so I may be totally wrong. Who knows what happens in Budapest? With regards, Mr. Vuk Tempest. I guess what happens in Budapest stays in Budapest. It apparently hitched a ride on a beat-up 1979 Chevy C10 pickup. I could see it in the bed poking out of the blanket. I didn't have the heart to take it, but I did get the license plate. I'm not entirely sure how stealing license plates helps me, but thank you. Hey, I swear I saw a box like it wandering around a charity shop. It looked like it was checking out a copy of Bionicle, The Legend Reborn, which, by the way, is the worst out of all the Bionicle films. My guess is it's seen its next meal, so why not consider finding a copy yourself and give it a chance? So, from one reviewer to another, good luck in finding it. Why would the box go after a Bionicle movie? I mean, they were made by Lego, and according to them, everything is awesome. Dear Bobsheaux, I think I might have seen your box. It was at the local bookstore reading a copy of H.G. Wells's The Island of Dr. Moreau, and I swear I saw it sitting at the end of the aisle with a copy of the same book resting on top of it. When I looked again, it was gone. Vanished. When I was leaving the store, I wondered what a box would want with a copy of one of the most famous sci-fi stories Wells ever wrote. I think I might know why. As for what, let's just say it stars a certain legendary actor and may have inspired Dr. Evil's sidekick, Mini-Me. Hope this info helps. Huey Toonmore of Huey's Animated Movie Reviews. I didn't know that Marlon Brando was the inspiration for Mini-Me.
Hey, I'm Mini-Me, and I'm going to nut on my kitty.
Nasir Latif made this suggestion. I haven't seen it, but have you tried baiting it with a bunch of bad DVDs and bad comic books? Well, I tried, but sadly I just don't own any of the other Alpha and Omega movies. However, some viewers out there had a keener eye than others. Jacob Fiesel writes, your box was seen at the end of your review of The Faithful Wookiee, where it was in a room with black striped curtains and a mysterious man with a black leather vest and a chin beard, possibly Blacklighter Dave, looking over it. This is my educated guess on what happened to your box, based on what I've seen from your most recent review, the animated short from the Star Wars Holiday Special. I'll bet it was beamed up by someone who is either working for Darth Vader, or who is Darth Vader himself. Whoever it may be, they're probably going to use all the negative energy stored within the box for universal dominance. Well, that's my theory. Colin Sankid Warmbrode. Wow, thanks for the info. Maybe I could have used that before I got abducted. Negavenom had this to say. I saw a mysterious person dressed in black was carrying your box at an alleyway. When I followed him, he disappeared through a dimensional portal. So Johnny Cash had my box? And from Nate Turner, my name is Furious Fingers from Los Angeles. I'm from LA. I own 17 guitars with a combined total of 43 necks. I can provide my own leather pants and a really cool castle where we can shoot all our videos. Oh, and I also did not eat your forbidden box of doom. Weirdest job interview ever. Thomas, sorry about the kidnapping of your Black Lantern fellow. Can you do a review later this Halloween? Can you do a review about a stupid monster movie called Daddy, I'm a Zombie? It looks stupid, and possibly is. Can you do this review this Halloween? If do, thanks. Your fan, Zelensjerk. Oh hi Zelensjerk, what a funny suggestion, huh? And now let's take a look at some of the theories left behind in the comment section. Jonathan Harvey says, I ate it. You ate my box? Okay, moving on. Rox Driscoll commented, I kind of found it growling at some copies of TV movies, especially PSA ones. It seemed about to kill every one. PSA movies? Great, my box left me for riff tracks. Timmy T said, I think I just saw it earlier today being tooted around the movie Where the Dead Go to Die. Oh my god, now my box is leaving me for other reviewers! And this rather helpful suggestion was given to me by a cartoon fan. Did you look under the bed, in the closet, or by the bookcase? That's mostly where I find lost things. It's a box that has the power to destroy gods if you pour enough bad material into it, not a set of car keys. So the box is sentient? That's a very good question. Let's ask the box itself. Hey box, are you sentient?
No.
Well, you heard him yourself, the box is not sentient. This comment from Alan Plays Hooky sounds uncomfortably familiar. I saw it in a truck at a rest stop headed towards Missouri. Okay, 2 isolated sightings of the box hitchhiking across the country? How can it do that when it doesn't have thumbs? And Ator Molina commented, I hope it's not a conspiracy from the communist Galapagos from Huronia. In Soviet Galapagos, tortoiseshell wears you.
Hello, Bobsheaux. I love your show. You are one of my favorite internet reviewers. I never miss any of the episodes, so the recent disappearance of the box that you are such a great steward of was quite worrisome. So imagine my surprise yesterday when I spotted the elusive box. I live in Reno, Nevada, and I was downtown at Riverside Theater taking in a flick with my hubby. When we got out of our showing, I noticed a dark object laying in the entranceway of the theater across from ours. When we approached it to investigate, I realized that it was a box with a skull pattern on it. I was shocked. Could it be that this was your missing box? After getting over my initial surprise, I then noticed that half of a shredded poster was hanging out of its mouth, so to say. It looked like a 50 Shades of Grey poster. I looked up and realized that the box was sitting in the way of the theater that was showing 50 Shades of Grey. It was almost like the box was laying in wait for something. I tried to get a little closer, but it suddenly moved, and with a snarl, chomped up the rest of the poster, chunks of glossy paper disappearing into the darkness within. My hubby grabbed my arm and pulled me back. Who knew what that sinister thing was capable of? We moved to the other side of the hallway, just watching it to see what it would do next. A few minutes passed as we stared each other down. I don't know how that is possible, but that's what it felt like. Those black hole eyes on the skull face seemed to have some sort of awareness. I started to hear the stamping of feet. 50 Shades must have ended. The box shifted a little to position itself right in front of the theater door. I realized its intent too late. As the door swung open, a gaggle of twittering 20-somethings burst through. As if in slow motion, I watched in horror as the first girl tripped over the box, crashing to the ground. Her other 4 friends followed her down in a tangle of tanned limbs. There was much screeching and whining from the poor girls, as the people who had been behind them helped them up. But I could swear that I heard malicious laughter under all the other noises. A cold shiver ran through me as I realized it had to be the box making that awful chortling. Finally, when the girls had all been helped up and their injuries assessed, another patron noticed the black box, and with a loud curse gave it a mighty kick, sending it flying down the hallway. The box landed with a very loud thud, a noise much louder than it should have been, given its appearance. It was almost like the sound of a bag of rocks hitting a metal surface. My hubby and I sprinted over to it. My intention was to take possession of it so I could hopefully get it back to you. But when I tried to touch it, the box was burning hot. As I pulled back, startled, the box rotated so the skull was facing me. For a brief second, an evil smile seemed to flash across the face. Then, without warning, the box started tottering off at a surprisingly high speed, heading straight for the front doors. I ignored all the strange looks I was getting from the other patrons of the theater as I ran after it. I didn't want to let it get away. It was obviously a very dangerous dark item. Even if those girls had been fans of 50 Shades of Stockholm, they didn't deserve to be targeted by a demonic repository of atrocious media. And I was determined to make sure it couldn't hurt anyone else ever again. I wanted it back in your responsible hands. I chased it out the front doors and was right behind it when it tumbled down the steps. I caught up to it as it regained its wobbling motion. I think it knew I had it cornered as it slowly backed itself against the wall that borders the Truckee River. I thought victory was mine, and I couldn't help but taunt it briefly. I heard my hubby trot up behind me, and he handed me his jacket, so I could toss it on the enemy and avoid another burn when attempting to pick it up. I was about to throw the jacket when the box astounded us both by somehow moving vertically up the wall. It stopped when it got to the top and sat briefly atop the wall. I was confused. What was it trying to do? The wall was pretty high up, and a long drop into ice-cold rapids didn't seem like the best thing for a box to experience, even for a perhaps magical one. I tried once more to reach for it, but it growled at me and then tilted back. The box fell backwards and down into the swift-moving river. I quickly stuck my head over the wall to look down at the river, trying to locate the black box amongst the night-darkened water. Finally, after much frantic searching, I spotted the box. It was rising and falling as it bobbed atop the rapids, the water seemingly having no effect on it. I glared at it as hard as I could as we watched it float away. Who knew what chaos it could unleash upon the world the longer it was allowed to roam free? I kept watching the box as it floated with the river current under the old stone bridge that was not far from the theater. As it slipped out of sight, I noticed a faint red glow illuminating the tunnel, and then inhuman, maniac laughter echoed off the walls of the bridge tunnel, chilling in its intensity until it slowly faded away, leaving an eerie silence. The world felt off kilter, and I grabbed my hubby's arm to keep myself steady. We walked back up the steps to the theater. I was sadly trudging along when I noticed an upside-down DVD case. Summarizing that it must have fallen out when the evil box tumbled down the stairs, I just couldn't resist picking it up. I turned it over and read the title. An agonized cry harshly tore from my throat, and tears welled up in my eyes. I tried to throw the DVD away from me, but the case stuck to me as if covered in superglue. The box had made sure to have its revenge upon me. My audacity in thinking that I ever had a chance to put a stop to its reign of evil had to be punished. And now, thanks to the box, I would be trapped with and haunted forever by the representation of pure insanity. Tentacolino.
Ow!
Bobsheaux, you must recapture the box. Only you can stop its malevolent mischief. Only you can tame it and bring balance to the world of shitty foreign animations, bloated blockbusters, and nonsensical comics. I know you can do it. You totally have the talent and mental fortitude needed for this kind of job. The world needs a new breed of critic, and you and many others are at the forefront of a revolution. Recover the box and avenge all of us who have been traumatized by the dregs of human artistic endeavor. Not everyone who creates art can be Joss Whedon, after all. Jess Vargas.
And not every YouTuber out there gets the same kind of response that you have all given me. So really, thank you all for watching and hanging in there with me these last several weeks. Really, if there's a more supportive internet audience than you out there, I have yet to see it. See you next time.